Most people, they're operating on less than 5% of their potential. All they need to do is have a realization. And sometimes unlocking data sets or other people giving them information is just another stepping stone to their success.
Do you think, and this is almost a conspiracy theory that I've got, that the Matrix as we know it, do you think they mute the idea of people wanting to unlock the fullest potential?
I mean, just think about the school system. You go into the school system, the moment you interact with the teacher, they tell you that in order for you to be approved or in good standing, you have to obey without questioning. You have to raise your hand to talk. You're a kid, but you have to sit there for 6-7 hours a day, acting like you give a fuck. You have to ask for permission to take a piss. All of these things are conditioning you to what? A specific mold, a specific structure. It's what I like to call the hamster wheel. The hamster wheel is the illusion of progress. So you go through these 12 years of education, but how do you know that what you're taught about history is correct? How do you know that what you're taught about finances is correct? For all I know, when I look at the professors in universities with PhDs and degrees, I look at their bank account and I'm like, these people were never taught the essentials like budgeting or financial planning or financial literacy. Back in the day, if you wanted to be part of the elite, it was the time where the church really was in union with the state. And the church had the power. The priest would be the middleman to God.
Yep.
Via what? Latin, because that's how the Bible was written. It was written in Latin, Aramaic. So the people that spoke peasant English, they couldn't read the Bible. So they would have to go to this individual, this middleman, right? Today we have middlemans, we have banks, we have governments. But back then you would have the middleman of what? Of religion. But then the Bible was printed in English, and then there was persecution now because the middleman was cut out. And remember, the middleman was charging a fee, indulgences, in order for you to get into heaven. So the middleman had intentions. Today, it's the same thing. There's middlemen that want to condition individuals to operate as slaves. Why wouldn't a society or the elites want highly productive NPCs? In fact, they realized that the best and most productive NPCs weren't the ones that were out being whipped and enslaved because they didn't perform with good morale. They're like, what if we deceive them with this piece of paper we call the dollar that we print out of thin air?
Yeah.
And we just tell them that this is the most important thing in the world. Go watch some interviews where they ask children, what is the most important thing to you? What is your goal? To be rich? To become a millionaire? Like all this money conditioning programming is conditioned from the moment you're born, and it's absolutely destroying society. And we just see it by the byproduct of how people work. People are not operating at their optimum. They're not optimal in how they think and how they study and how they operate with their health. They need to get sick in order for them to consider any sort of health. They need to go broke in order for them to consider money. They need to go through really bad relationships in order to consider celibacy or sexual purity. Like they have to go through fuck ups. And you don't have to have that. You can actually go through the process of learning proper. And what I've come to find out is that the system is designed to rig the players. The system is created by individuals. The tax code is written by people. Those people have intentions. It's obvious. The question is, what are the rules of the game? If I ask you, hey, what are some of the tax benefits that you can have here in the UK? You might list a couple here and there. But the people that are actually cracking the code, right, are the people that are studying the game. So they don't want the peasants learning the rules of the game.